Chapter 3. Saint Anthony of Padua's Church. High Mass celebrated by Bishop Guido Nicotini. Relatives of yours. Yeah. The ones with all the coal mines and also all the money. Better than the rest of us, or so the Giaconettis imagine. Hey Giancarlo. So nice to see you once again, Giancarlo. Who's them strangers? Who'd let them in? Keep an eye on them. Someone else said, what a great day for you two kids. Someone else, I always said what a great bunch you Giaconetti folks be. All the other wops in town too. Rich, rotund, married to Nona Giaconetti's half-brother Vito, incruised Aunt Ella Plentini, née Hogan, causing several of the women present to whisper about how much she looked like an oil tanker draped in aquamarine chiffon, her dress wavering in undulating ripples while in tow in back of her husband, who nodded his hellos to muster votes for attorney Nick Delmonico, his candidate for judge of Carbide County, Vito's fine big head alternately bobbing first toward his right and then toward his left until the usher moored him and his wife in their reserved pew. What a wonderful lady Ella Plentini, some woman remarked. Yes, responded another, remarkable. Such expensive shoes. Uncle Reno, Giancarlo's favorite on his mama's side of their family, told him, good to see you, my man. Yes indeed, added Aunt Reba, his wife, such a handsome man's man our Giancarlo. Exactly like his man's man Papa Rosario. Uncle Reno agreed. What we have in our Giancarlo is a man with a mind of his own. A helpless sense of awkwardness nearly overwhelmed Giancarlo, causing him to capitulate to his fear about being a non-entity, a no one, a figment of his own imagination, things his wife to be Moria totally disbelieved about him. Pursuing a whirlwind rage to go on living, feeling less conflicted now that he'd reminded himself of how much Moria Gruppani admired him, Giancarlo told himself, look at all these pandering faces. What we have here isn't a wedding celebration but a political rally, a clustering of hangers on hell-bent on paying homage to Rosario Giaconetti, my old man. If Rosario commands that they fart, then every last one of them will fart. He dominates them. They patronize him, begging from him whatever crumbs he is willing to crumble from his coveted loaf of bread, moreover, with such grave humility as to seem almost saintly. Mama has struggled under Papa's iron hand, the same as I fought to do to keep from dying under the weight of it. A sixth cousin who scarcely knew Giancarlo by sight proclaimed, Buongiorno cugino buongiorno, followed by the big abbraccio or hug of all hugs, followed by a kiss on his cheek. The killing hard lump in Giancarlo's throat, reminiscent of a jagged fishbone swallowed accidentally years ago, nearly sent him packing. How many of these people gathered here at the church must be asking of themselves, won't Giancarlo ever get out from in old Rosario's shadow? Little wonder that by now Giancarlo stood inside the church's marble vestibule to get a breath of fresh air as the belfry's big iron bells rang out loud and clear. The congregation got up onto their feet to witness the entrance of the bride-to-be. Giancarlo saw Moria glance at him. What an unexpected urge to cry out for sheer joy he felt over the sight of her, her hair worn streaming downward and framing her heart-shaped face and dimpled smiling cheeks. She whispered to him, I wish this day would soon end. What a happy feeling her words sparked in him, imagining as he did that she couldn't wait to be alone with him. He took hold of her hand and put her arm through his arm. Together they started their glide down the center aisle in the direction of the main altar. His Excellency breezed out from in the sacristy in a flow of golden robes. A short time later, their days joined, their lives entwined. Moria and Giancarlo descended the 3 steps leading down from the main altar. He looked straight ahead at all the smiling faces, all the crying faces bearing witness to this happy event, folks tickled pink for the new Mr. and Mrs. Giaconetti. Several from in among them rushed forward now with their arms outstretched and offered their congratulations. Moria squeezed his arm. She whispered, I feel kicking inside me. I think it's more than one baby. Giancarlo told himself, sons. Twins. Triplets. The Giaconetti boys. But with so many people talking at them simultaneously, he'd felt unsure whether he'd actually heard Moria correctly. Outdoors now, a shower of congratulatory rice assailed them amid the blinding sunlight of a cold winter day and volleys of loud cheers. Next, one of his papa's cronies, one Daniel O'Toole, the guy everyone knew as Grinder, hung on Giancarlo's coat sleeve. He came up close to Giancarlo's ear and let him know, if you wanna go places here in town make yourself available, but he didn't say for what. Moria reached out from in the back compartment of their limousine and pulled Giancarlo into it by his hand, pleading, "Hurry Giancarlo. Please. I'm dizzy." Exalted by the tonic air but also mildly mindful of Moria's solicitous remark, Giancarlo looked out the side window of the limo and saw Grinder O'Toole waving goodbye. But he didn't wave back.